who said this: "Imagine if every country prioritized itself above all else and placed blind faith in power and status. This world would regress to the law of the jungle, where smaller and weaker nations would bear the brunt of instability, and the international order and rules-based system would face severe disruption." End of quote. Who does that sound like? I suppose it could be anyone from Ronald Reagan in the 1980s to, well, I don't know. What was your guess? The answer is Wang Yi. Who is Wang Yi, you ask? Well, if you don't know, you should, because Wang Yi is the Chinese foreign minister. And that quote was from a speech that he gave just a few days ago, on the 7th of March 2025, when he was addressing the media after the Chinese government's latest annual review called the Two Sessions Congress. This is where the Chinese government reports back on what they've done and gives their plans for the future. And of course, the Chinese look in decades, not minutes and tweets and tantrums, like some other countries do. The Chinese government has had a plan, the Chinese 2025 plan, which has been in place for the last 10 years. Part of that plan was their goal to dominate energy, renewable energy, EVs, shift to green energy. Their move into the tech world, looking at quantum computers, chips, AI, and it was about property development. This was their Belt and Road campaign that was to take them through 2025 into the early 2030s. Some of that hasn't quite worked. There's been a massive property bubble burst over the last few years, but others they've done remarkably well. And now President Xi has a plan from 2035 to 2049 that takes China from a focus on developing their own infrastructure to a focus on international influence and development. Compared to the other great nations in the world, Russia, America, you could even bring Europe into that. This long-term vision, this long-term thinking from the Chinese government, and this openness about their plans, I'd say it's refreshing. And what we need to be doing is making sure that we are not caught up in the essentially circus of some of the Western countries and their current politics, but focusing our attention and learning the names of the key people, especially in the Chinese government, who are telling us what they're planning to do and have a 10 to 20-year track record of pretty much delivering on what they plan. We need to be watching China a lot more closely than we do. And if you haven't had a look at what the Chinese government was doing in their annual review, the Two Sessions conference at the beginning of March, make sure you check it out. Check out our team at Tomorrow Today. We've been keeping an eye on it and making sure that it's on our trends radar. And if you'd like to have access to that trends radar, make sure that you contact our team. Keep your eyes open. The future is coming faster than you can imagine.